Hello there. Let's just get rid of that. Hello there. Welcome to Vlogmas Christmas Alphabet, December the 16th, so day 16 and the letter P. And don't forget, when we finish the alphabet, I am continuing to go on to December the 31st for the true Vlogmas. So keep tuned for all of December. And don't forget, drop a comment below and you will score points towards the prize at the end of Vlogmas if you've got the most points. And you can get additional points by guessing what tomorrow I will be talking about for the letter Q. How many things can you think of to do with Christmas beginning with the letter Q? There's one for you. Okay, so we're going to start today, first of all, by having a look at, I've asked you if you want to send your Christmas tree pictures in to me, and I will share them and obviously share your channel name. And Two Doves, Bees and Gardens was talking about, when I asked what sort of lights you have on your tree, they said they had white lights. And because their channel's Two Doves, Bees and Gardens, they have doves only on their tree. And I said, oh, I'd love to see that. And they have sent me two pictures, which I will share with you now. So isn't that a beautiful decoration? You can just about see all their white lights. I'm pointing with my mouth, you can't see that. And that is the most beautiful decoration. That is really nice. And let's take that one away. And then also they sent this picture and you can see more of the doves. I like that one with the gold wings. That one's beautiful. I think that's really pretty. They're really cute, really sweet, all doves. So do send me your pictures of your Christmas trees if you want me to give you a channel shout out. So that's Two Doves, Bees and Gardens, and go and take a look there. Okay, let's see what people guess for today. Two Doves, Bees and Gardens suggested the letter P for pudding, and we also had other guesses for pudding as well. It's not pudding or any form of pud or puddings, any forms. Let me see. Pint of beer, Pernod, presents, partridge in a pear tree. So it could have been pear tree or partridge. I would have given points for either of those. So that is a very good guess. Pork pies, that was from Mike. And pickled onions. Any of those? I was contemplating peace on earth and party dances, different party dances to do over the Christmas party season, or indeed New Year as well. So points go to Mike said present, so Mike gets another point for that because that is indeed correct. Let me see. Add another point there for Mike. It is indeed presents. Now, what I thought I'd do today is you're liking the history, different histories that I'm doing. So I will talk about two very specific presents. So two different toys that are quite iconic, and I will tell you the history of them. So the first toy I thought I would talk about is toy soldiers. Toy soldiers, and this is the Britain's toy soldiers. Now, if you don't know what they are, let me show you a picture of those. It was considered to be the first toy soldiers you could collect. So that's the Britain's toy soldiers. So the history of those, and it says, William Britton was a Birmingham man who moved to London around the middle of the last century. He was a brilliant toy maker and produced walking bears. I'm sure you've seen those. Also, Chinese coolies drawing rickshaws, men on penny farthing bicycles, and Scotsmen that drink a glass of liquor with the aid of a clockwork flywheel momentum, which was coin operated or worked by hand. And I'm sure you've all seen some of those toys. He also made a toy steamroller, which worked by the principle on which all the modern friction or push-along toys are based. Unfortunately, these toys were expensive and appealed only to a very small market. William wanted to enlarge his scope, and he looked at the situation in Germany, where solid lead soldiers were produced in large numbers and sold all over the world. They were heavy and also expensive. William invented a new method of hollow casting models, which were much lighter, cheaper, and due to his attention to detail, more like the real thing. In 1893, he made a model of a lifeguard, not much more than 2 inches high, and it was probably this more than anything else which led to what has been called the world's biggest private army. Today, the early models, originally sold at a halfpenny for foot soldiers and a penny or twopence for horse soldiers, are cherished collector's pieces. The creator of the army lived in a Victorian house in Lambeth Road, Hornsey, in North London. His sons and daughters worked with him, the sons doing the meticulous research which goes into the preparation of each model, the daughters painting them. The house was later converted into a factory, and soon 200,000 soldiers were marching out each week. Today, plastic has taken the place of metal, but still the soldier is produced to the standard 1:32 scale. The colouring on each tiny model is essentially hand-worked, mainly done by outworkers, military band instruments being painted gold or silver-plated. Today, these tiny model figures are exported to 52 countries worldwide from the new factory in Walthamstow, London. We'll just have a little interlude and then I will read you the history of another iconic toy. Okay, so yesterday, tune into yesterday's live if you missed it. I was talking about a football game that my mum had that she gave us to play with, and it wasn't Subbuteo, but today I'm going to talk about Subbuteo, and here is a picture of one of the original versions. So let me know in the comments if any of you have Subbuteo. And it says, ever since soccer became organised into clubs and leagues, many attempts have been made to recreate the excitement of the real game on a tabletop. Nothing really caught on until 1947, when Peter Adolf launched Subbuteo in the UK. But why the name Subbuteo? Adolf wanted to call it the Hobby, after the Hobby Hawk, but he was not allowed to register the name. So he took the Latin name for hawk, Falco Subbuteo, Subbuteo. The name eventually obviously becoming just Subbuteo. Early dispatches were out from a former hayloft over some stables. They included within the instruction details, mark your pitch on an ex-army blanket. It was not until the early 1950s that a well-marked out playing cloth was produced. The original assembly edition cost 10 shillings and sixpence, and comprised of cardboard teams, paper netting for metal frame do-it-yourself goals and celluloid balls. Soon improvements followed: assembled goals, real netting, a panelled ball, additional teams, and a green cloth on which the pitch could be marked with chalk. In the mid-1950s, more accessories were introduced, including referees, linesmen, white and orange coloured panelled balls, and even a score recorder. Later still came the C100 type 00 scale with hand-painted figures. Subbuteo cricket and rugby were also introduced. Table Soccer Players Associations has been formed, and in 1970 a World Cup tournament was launched. The winners were West Germany, who beat Belgium 2-0. These all provide opportunity for those who play the game to enjoy a sense of real competition, as they might do in full-size soccer. Entrants from over 20 nations now compete in the World Cup, and over 300 different team strips are now available. Subbuteo is now owned by Waddingtons. So there's a little bit of information there. And what iconic toys did you have? Boys nearly always had a train set. Girls nearly always had one of the latest dolls, perhaps. So let me know in the comments what you consider to be iconic toys. And don't forget as well, if you want to comment, we were considering talking about under P for party dances. What party dances do you remember or still do? My most hated one is the birdie dance. Obviously, there's got to be an Okie Kokie in the list of iconic ones. Oops upside your head, where you sit down and row and then clap over your head and clap to the side. That one. Okie Kokie. Conga. I like some of the modern ones, which Star Trekking, if any of you know that was one. Then you've got things like Lambada and Saturday Night, where you do all the head touching bit and the little jumps, all that, those kind of party dances. I like the traditional party dances, which is like the old time dances, St Bernard's Waltz, March of the Mods, Gay Gordons, all those type of ones as well. So those sort of ones, they're not often done so much at parties now. And of course, you've got to have your iconic disco type dances. Hi-ho silver linings, got to be party music. So let me know any you can think of in the comments below. I will be back with you tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. So it will be a scheduled one for tomorrow, because that's the day I normally do lives. So look out for that. Thank you for sharing. And until tomorrow, drop me comments to say what you think I'll be talking about for the letter Q. And until then, as always, Meraki.